I just came from a rally in support of Trayvon Martin. It was organized by two UU ministers in the Washington, D.C. area, Rob Hardies and John T. Crestwell. It was interfaith. There were probably about 70 people who showed up. It was very moving.
So I ask for your continued support for Rob and I, for our sons and your family. And I end with my favorite hymn of our church. Can I see another's woe and not be in sorrow too? Can I see another's grief and not seek for kind relief? Can I see a falling tear and not feel my sorrow share? No, no, never will it be, never, never can it be. May it be so, amen.
If y'all could all do me one favor and put your hoodies on. I wanted everybody to put on their hoods so we can see just how suspicious this crowd is. We are Trayvon! We are Trayvon! We are Trayvon! This is not the end. It is not a moment thing. It's a movement thing. Because like Family Lou Amos said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Because it won't be that baby next. It won't be my baby next. It won't be your baby next. It won't be your baby next. It won't be you next. It won't be you next. It's not over. It's not, we're not shutting up. We are not sitting down. We will not stop fighting with our brains, with our voices. Justice for Trayvon! Justice for Trayvon! Justice for Trayvon! Justice for Trayvon! One more time! Justice for Trayvon!
First of us who turned out for this event here today. We got folks from all Souls. Say, let's hear it. We got Silver Spring folks over here. We got Annapolis folks. Who else we got? Arlington, thank you. Paint Branch, yeah. Here we are. Hey, listen, John and I got together this week and we said this is important for us as parents of African American sons, but it's also important for all of us as Unitarian Universalists, whether we have African American children or not. The future, if you look in the religious education programs of Unitarian churches around the country, they're twice as diverse as the adults in the pews in our congregation. The future of Unitarian Universalism, as well as its present, looks more and more like Trayvon Martin. Right. And we need to stand up for that future of Unitarian Universalism now. We, as this generation, need to stand up for all of the children of our movement. Not just some of them. We need to stand up for their worth and dignity. We need to reaffirm the vows that we made to them when we blessed them as children in our sanctuaries when they were babies. And so, John and I really appreciate you coming out here today. We hope we will continue to be in touch with you on this issue and on this broader issue of building a multiracial and multicultural future for Unitarian Universalism. And we just want to thank you all for coming here today.
Thank you.
Let us say a prayer before we go. You pray. Great Spirit, we give thanks for this day that has called us to conscience, to think deeply about a very important issue. It's about respecting the worth and dignity of each person, no matter their race, shape, size, or color. And we give thanks for this beautiful day, that the rain did not come, but that the hope and the love and the energy that we needed did come. We're now asking you, Great Spirit, to give us the gumption, the power to make the change and to be the change that we wish to see. And that this not be the beginning of something that will become nothing, but the beginning of something that will become great, that will change this world and change fundamentally how people look at one another. We ask these blessings in the name of all that is virtuous in life. Amen.
Amen.
This is
this tragedy is bigger than just Trayvon. You know, this is about, you know, Asagran and Amadou Diallo and Sean Bell and a long list of lives lost through the hands of a judicial system that doesn't do enough, doesn't stand up for people of color, doesn't act. One of the most frustrating things out of this whole ordeal, this Trayvon Martin situation, was a comment made by Geraldo Rivera, where he said that Black and Latino parents shouldn't allow their children to wear hoodies because it's dangerous, and that the hoodie was just as responsible for the death of Trayvon Martin as George Zimmerman was. In light of that, I wrote a piece. This is an apology letter from the hoodie to Trayvon Martin. I'm sorry. My only intention was to keep you warm, keep you dry from damp Florida evenings. How was I supposed to know I was a symbol of malice and threat? That my threads were flags of skull and bones. We weren't supposed to look dangerous. And I had a feeling. There was something about the air that reeked of prejudice. Shadows that resembled hoods much more menacing than I, trailing you like a master after a slave. What are you doing here? Never sounded so frightening. I felt the Skittles quivering in your pockets. Tea can, nervous and sweating while you asked questions we already knew the answers to. Are you following me? What about my shade of gray made us stand out? Was I too dark? Were you? When Zimmerman grabbed us, I tried to hold you tighter, prayed to your sneakers to make you run, but you were determined to stand your ground. A tug at your shoulder interrupted your girlfriend's confused attempts to figure out what's going on. You never got a chance to say goodbye. Her last memory of you, a distorted plea for help as you defended yourself, a punch to the nose. He never saw it coming. I guess hatred is blinder than love. If only he knew you loved your brother enough to walk in the dead of night to get him candy, you wouldn't be dead tonight. There was way too much right on your side. No possible way for him to win this fight, and nothing evens the playing field like lead. No amount of halting cries could stop a bullet. I remember how you zipped me up before we left. Slow and carefree. The same way they closed your body bag. The same way Zimmerman walked back to his car. Same way Sanford police brushed off your death. Same way they brushed blood off the street, but not off of me. And at that moment, I just wanted to keep you warm from the frigid corpse you were becoming. Keep you dry as your life soaked into me. I felt you die, and it dyed me a solemn scarlet. I learned there is no shade of gray when dealing with blacks and whites. And I have to live with this every day, knowing that this is my fault. Maybe I should have stayed home.
When I saw you, I was brought to tears. I could not. So I wasn't able to record you like I wanted to. Yeah, because that could have been anyone. That could have been my son, who actually was a Howard student, but could be perceived as somebody else because he wears jeans and a hoodie and dreads. So I'm trying to make a statement in my son's clothing today.
Our children are crying. Our children are dying. Our children are crying out for we. Can't you hear them all crying? Our children are crying. Our children are dying. Our children are crying out for we. Can't you hear them all crying? I say, if you're truly about change, then change your approach. Stop waiting for someone else to do something and become a mentor or coach. Do something to stop our children from crying.